On the contrary, if we look at contemporary movements, the idea of no party, the idea of what's often called horizontalism, of a movement with completely flat, non-hierarchical structure, and a movement that, in particular, is free of parties and free of political organisations, that complex of ideas is extremely influential. Now, as I said in the meeting yesterday, which I've come to call Negri without Negri, I think it's understandable that people should have that kind of attitude to parties.
It's kind of appropriate as well.
If you pick the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, the Liberal Democratic Party, you know, those are not very attractive associations for most people, whether they vote or they don't. And similarly, the association of Lenin's conception of the vanguard party, as it's sometimes called, with Stalinism doesn't help anyway. So the resistance to Lenin's insistence on the necessity of building a revolutionary party is absolutely understandable, but it's also tremendous weakness. And what I want to do in this meeting is to explain why I think it's a weakness. Now, to start with, I want to go back to what I argued in the first of these meetings, which was where I argued that what runs through and unifies Lenin's theory and practice is the primacy of politics. Now, some people have been a bit sort of, it's funny when you make an argument that you think is controversial. Some people say, oh, it's completely obvious, it's totally uncontroversial. Some people say, this is quite wrong, you should put it in a different way. But I'm going to insist on the idea of the primacy of politics. Not in the sense that I think that politics is autonomous of what happens in production, what Marx calls the economic base of the forces and relations of production, but rather because it's in the sphere of the political, the state and struggles around the state, that all the contradictions of capitalist society are fused and condensed. Now, if that's true, then any serious revolutionary strategy has to be focused on the political, not in the sense of, you know, wanting to stand candidates and win a majority in Parliament and so on, although there's nothing wrong with socialists and revolutionaries running for Parliament, but in the sense of developing the kind of movement that confront the existing concentration of power in the capitalist state, break that concentration, and create a different kind of state that can provide the framework for what Marx and Lenin and the other great Marxists were fighting for, the transition to a communist society.